Something strange is going on right now, and I've got to talk about it. Recently, Jim Carrey showed up in Paris, and people online immediately started noticing something different.
Bonjour, how are you?
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French.
As soon as this footage dropped, social media absolutely went crazy. People weren't just talking about the award moment anymore. The entire conversation suddenly shifted. Everyone started focusing on one thing: the way Jim Carrey looked in the video. And almost instantly, the internet started asking the same wild question: what actually happened to Jim Carrey? Some viewers were so confused by the clips and photos that they even started asking, is that really him? Within hours, the theories began spreading everywhere.
Researched my whole life on what the entity was before I got there, you know. My intention was to get in there and kick up some dust and try to become a whistleblower that they don't knock off. Because, you know, they get all the whistleblowers.
Which is a massive honor in the film world. During the event, he even delivered part of his acceptance speech in French, which normally would have been the highlight everyone was talking about. But online, almost nobody focused on the speech itself.
A huge conspiracy theory about beloved Hollywood actor Jim Carrey right now because people are saying he's acting and looking very different. Did the Illuminati finally get their loudest whistleblower and clone him, thus silencing him? This is like two conspiracy theories in one, so here's everything you need to know.
I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower.
So yesterday, 64-year-old Jim Carrey received a Caesar Award in Paris, which is like a French Oscar. And he was just suspiciously acting out of character for the iconic Jim Carrey personality. And longtime fans also noticed he looked younger or very different. And for a lot of actors in Hollywood, that's the norm. He's 64. I support people getting work done. But a lot of conspiracy theorists who are really just diehard fans say normally Jim Carrey would never do this. His whole brand is drastically changing his facial expressions and melding his face into whatever he needs to do for his role. It's just the last person you would ever expect to do that. But what's really freaking people out and driving home the conspiracy theory is that his eyes are a completely different color now. They are green, but they used to be very obviously brown. Is it him? Is someone new under the mask? And Jim Carrey is infamous for his whole career long time, giving very powerful speeches against government corruption, against capitalism, against...
After the clips started circulating online, the reaction got even more intense. A lot of viewers began saying that Jim Carrey just didn't seem like himself. Some thought he simply looked different with age, but others were convinced something was off. People started zooming in on every detail: the way he walked on the red carpet, the way he spoke during interviews, even the expressions on his face. Within hours, social media was flooded with side-by-side comparisons between this appearance and older interviews from years ago. Fans pointed to his eyes, claiming they looked more blue than the brown they remembered. Others said his jawline looked slightly different, that his teeth didn't look the same, and that even his voice sounded softer and slower than before. One viral comment literally said, "There's no way that was Jim Carrey." Another person claimed the whole moment felt strangely cryptic. Remember that famous red carpet moment when Jim Carrey completely stunned the reporter? In the interview, he suddenly started talking about how none of this is real, saying he doesn't even believe in personalities, and that all of the labels people attach to themselves are basically illusions. He went on to say that, in the grand scheme of things, none of us really matter the way we think we do. The whole exchange caught everyone off guard, and the clip ended up going massively viral online, with millions of people watching and debating what he actually meant by it.
Tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, you know, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy,
icons?
that is just the absolute lowest aiming, you know, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut her down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I
Was
didn't
that an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
He sounded incredibly deep in that moment, philosophical, almost like he had pulled the curtain back on something most people never think about. When Jim Carrey said those things years ago, a lot of people believed he was just expressing a spiritual perspective on life and fame. Others thought it showed that he had seen the darker side of Hollywood and the pressure that comes with being a global celebrity. But now fast forward to his recent appearance in Paris, and some fans online say the energy felt completely different. In the clips from the event, he seemed upbeat, smiling, joking with reporters, and acting like everything was totally normal. That contrast is exactly what sparked the debate online. People began asking whether someone with such strong, deeply rooted views could suddenly flip back into the typical red carpet celebrity persona overnight.
Okay, and what nationality are you?
Sicilian and Puerto Rican.
Okay, Sicilian and Puerto Rican. Okay,
Yeah,
I can see that now.
Those
That's
are my
what's up.
2 genomes.
Okay, so who's the Puerto Rican one? Who's the Sicilian one?
When I was cloned, they wiped a lot of memory, but when I stole the documents before escaping, I read that the mother was Puerto Rican and I guess the father, surrogate, you could say, was the sperm donor was the Sicilian.
Okay, so you're a test tube baby.
Yeah.
What's that?
Shout out Clonaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you could actually, as soon as you die, they could actually freeze your body. It
Well,
costs like
what
$200.
happened with my first gen is they took the skull because he initially had written in a will to the Raelian movement that if something were to happen to him, they can ship the skull over immediately to Clonaid. So they could remove a fragment of bone that's located here. And in this fragment of bone, it stores all of your memories and consciousness. And with that, they can make a sufficient replica of yourself, a reproductive version of you, including your memories. And you can be selective as to which ones you keep or don't keep. This process has been around for quite some time. Like Dolly the sheep was cloned back in, I think, the late 70s, early 80s, if I'm not mistaken.
Dolly the sheep, yeah, I remember that. And they've cloned a lot of animals over the years.
Yeah, Clonaid, I don't want to say too much information. This is going to be broadcasted on the internet.
But I don't think they could transfer the actual memories, though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You're living proof of this?
Yeah, I'm living proof. Except
Okay.
all the memories. A lot of them
All
I don't
the
have
memories.
because of drugs and alcohol as a teenager. So it's kind of like burning an MP3 CD, right? So let's say, we don't do this, I mean, people don't do this anymore, but back in the day, you would bootleg a CD, you would need the original copy. You put it in, it reads the disc, transfers all the files. You have the same exact CD, it's the same thing. All the tracks, everything, every bar, every hit from every note, everything's gonna be on there. Now, if I scratch that CD, I may not be able to read all the files on the disc, making it impossible to transfer, make a new one, a new copy.
To be fair, people do change over time. Jim Carrey is much older now than he was during the peak of his career, and with age naturally come changes. Faces age, voices shift, and even something as simple as lighting or camera angles can make eye color appear different on screen. On top of that, it's no secret that many celebrities experiment with cosmetic procedures or different styles as the years go by. But despite all of those reasonable explanations, the speculation online hasn't slowed down. Supporters of the so-called clone theory argue that the biggest clue isn't actually his face. They say it's his energy. According to them, the Jim Carrey people remember from movies like The Mask and The Truman Show had a very specific spark. Wild, loud, unpredictable, with an intensity in his eyes that made his performances unforgettable.
Jim Carrey was devastated last September when his 30-year-old girlfriend killed herself. Now, 10 months after the funeral for makeup artist Katrina White, the just-released autopsy report details her final days. She left a suicide note for Carrey. They had broken up the week before. I've spent 3 days now in disbelief that you're not here. I can go on brokenhearted and try to put the pieces back. I could, I just don't have the will this time.
She had not been seen in 4 days at that point. The last person she'd spoken to, it's believed, is Jim Carrey.
Chris Spargo is a reporter with thedailymail.com, which obtained the autopsy report.
Jim Carrey texted her the night before saying that he was actually missing a bunch of pills from his medicine cabinet, asking if she had them, but there was no response.
The toxicology report says she had multiple drugs in her system, including pain medication prescribed to an Arthur King, who is believed to be an alias used by Carrey, according to published reports.
She had obtained 3 bottles of pills from someone under an alias. It's believed it was possibly Jim Carrey.
Carrey last spoke to Katrina White via FaceTime for 3 minutes. Her body was found 4 days later in her rented home in Los Angeles. In her note, Katrina left the funeral arrangements up to Carrey.
We know they called Jim Carrey first when they found her body after finding her cell phone, before they even called her family. So he obviously was incredibly torn up about this, but he really was there in the aftermath.
She ended her note to Carrey saying, "Please forgive me. I am just not for this world." She signed it, Dewdrop, the pet name given to her by Jim Carrey.
It's also been claimed in some corners of the internet that Jim Carrey faced pressure behind the scenes. Stories suggesting he was threatened, or that he was given some kind of choice after speaking so openly about powerful institutions. None of that has ever been confirmed, but those rumors are part of why the speculation keeps resurfacing. People also point back to one of his most talked about rants, the moment where he grabbed headlines by joking about secret symbols and sticking his tongue out while mocking the whole spectacle of celebrity culture. In that clip, he even joked that talk show hosts and entertainment news exist to keep the public distracted from bigger things happening in the world.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh, I like it.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things. And, you know, and you know, look at him trying to...
That clip has started circulating again online, with many people sharing it as supposed proof of something deeper, mainly because Jim Carrey has always had a unique way of blurring the line between comedy and serious ideas. Throughout his career, he's often delivered strange or thought-provoking statements wrapped in humor, saying things in a playful or exaggerated way while hinting at something more philosophical underneath.
Don't exist. So they're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right, because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
Over the years, Jim Carrey has clearly gone through a noticeable transformation. The loud, unpredictable comedy icon people remember from movies like Dumb and Dumber slowly evolved into someone much quieter and more reflective. In interviews, he began speaking more about philosophy, discussing ideas like ego, identity, consciousness, and the illusion of the public persona that fame creates.
The world was World Autism Awareness Day. You both must be encouraged by all that's happened in this subject since you literally started it.
Yeah, you know, we've come a long way within the community. When I first had Evan diagnosed with autism, there wasn't much of anything. I had to find out about biomedical treatment on the internet after I typed in autism on Google. And out 3 years later now, there's 3 books and many thousands of children getting better because of biomedical treatment.
Jenny brought so much focus to this problem. And kind of that's why I'm here, is I want to bring as much focus as we can to this problem.
You married autism, or well, you're not married, so you live with autism.
When I invited Jenny into my life, I invited Evan into my life. And when I first met Evan, he it was like he was on another planet. I wasn't in the room. There was no eye contact. There was no response to dialogue. There was no affection. And over time, I witnessed Jenny pull Evan through the window of unconsciousness and isolation into our world, where he is now a fully functioning person who can communicate, who can connect, and this is through biomedical treatments, GFCF diet, and the therapies that she's talking about. So I believe that autism, in my heart, is preventable
and treatable.
And treatable.
Fully functional. He's
Completely recovered, Larry, completely recovered. And he's not the only one. There are thousands in this community that are getting better.
Why did you go so public? I mean, you had an autistic child. He got better. So why are you here?
I could have, hid and not said anything, and Evan would have blended into society. I made a pact with God, though. The day Evan became diagnosed with autism, I said, if you show me the way, God, and show me how to heal my boy, I will continue to teach the world how I did it. And within 1 year of that kind of conversation with God, Evan was undiagnosed from autism.
But it's still shocking to see how many people are ignoring this information.
The American Academy of Pediatrics, I begged and have sat down with and said, why are you not sitting down with our doctors and our scientists who are treating and recovering children with autism? And they refuse to this day to sit down.
I think if there was any possibility that a child was being helped, that someone would listen, someone would take a look. And the fact is, they're not even considering the information. They're not only not considering,
That moment sparked massive backlash for Jim Carrey. Headlines everywhere, intense criticism, and heated debates across television and social media. After all that attention, many people noticed that he seemed to step back from those controversial topics. Some fans believe he simply moved on, while others claim he was pushed to stay quiet. And in those same online discussions, people often bring up Katt Williams, arguing that he too has spoken about uncomfortable truths in the entertainment industry and nearly faced the same kind of pressure. Meanwhile, late-night shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live kept leaning deeper into political comedy, with hosts mocking politicians, politicians firing back, and audiences cheering for whichever side they supported. That's where some people begin connecting the dots, suggesting that figures like Jim and Katt were actually criticizing the broader system of entertainment and media distraction itself. The idea that society stays divided, constantly entertained, and emotionally fired up while larger forces quietly operate in the background.
Standing by what used to be Zorro Ranch, Jeffrey Epstein's massive property in New Mexico. And as of now, no one's really investigated exactly what happened here. Zorro Ranch is in Stanley, New Mexico, about 30 miles southeast of Santa Fe, essentially in the middle of nowhere. Epstein owned the property from the early 1990s up until 2023, and some people have accused him and others of wrongdoing at the ranch. Zorro Ranch is mentioned multiple times in the Epstein files, including an account by late survivor Virginia Giuffre.
Many of the survivors had experiences in New Mexico, and as we've learned, there were local politicians and other people that were aware of what was happening in New Mexico. So it's really important that at this point in time, a closer look is taken with respect to that property.
New Mexico State Representatives Andrea Romero and Mariana Anaya put forth a resolution to set up a truth commission on Zorro Ranch. And on Monday, the New Mexico House passed that measure. The bipartisan group will investigate allegations of abuse and trafficking at Zorro Ranch. Epstein died in what was ruled a suicide in a New York jail in 2019 while facing federal charges. When I asked lawmakers why there had never been an investigation into Zorro Ranch before, their big answer was, we don't know.
He was a known sort of gallivanter, ladies' man around town. They called his ranch the Playboy Ranch of Santa Fe. We know very little, if nothing, about, and certainly not a lot that the news has reported on. And what has been reported on is nothing short of alarming. And so for any sense of justice to be had, we have to tell the truth. We have to tell the story.
Many people online have also pointed to the property once owned by Jeffrey Epstein, claiming that it may have been one of the places where disturbing activities allegedly took place. Some of the most extreme allegations even suggest that the ranch was used for so-called human hunts, a claim that has circulated widely in conspiracy discussions. However, it's important to understand that these accusations remain unproven and are largely based on speculation shared across the internet.
Jeffrey Epstein has leaked emails of people going out and doing hunts. What? Hunting for pleasure. Oh, hunting them like game. The heck? There was actually a woman that's leaking the information of what she said was a Rothschild's hunting trip, right? And specifically certain types of people too, which makes it even more disturbing. This is to Epstein, going to Mean Lana's party now to hunt. Why would you be going to a party to hunt? Snipe hunt is over, moon cricket in a field bag. And then the bottom is so messed up. Look, guess what? Their words. No. Yeah. That's what they're saying in the email. There's speculation they would take a whole bunch of throw them into like a forest on a deserted area enclosed where they can't escape, and they would hunt them like game. And what's even more crazy is, what if this was the first step before consumption?
It makes sense.
There's no exact proof yet where these locations were. Okay. And I don't think necessarily was the island. Yeah. Thanks. Thrilling hunt from Ariane de Rothschild. Amazing old male. Amazing hunt.
What the?
She's talking about.
All of this has led some people to look back and wonder if maybe we should have paid closer attention to Jim Carrey years ago, when he made those strange philosophical comments about Hollywood, fame, and the illusion of celebrity culture. Many people dismissed them as just another quirky moment from a comedian known for being unpredictable. But now, with so many conversations resurfacing online, some fans are asking whether there might have been a deeper warning hidden in what he was saying. They argue that if more people had taken those comments seriously, or at least looked into the issues he was hinting at, maybe certain things in the industry would have been questioned much earlier. Of course, that's a debate people are still having today. So now the big question making the rounds online is this: the version of Jim Carrey people saw recently in Paris, is it simply an older, calmer version of the same man, or something else entirely? What do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below.